So you played Ros Coulson on Prisoner and then
Mhm.
Sonia Stevens on Wentworth.
Yes.
Do you think your previous time in prison helped you play Sonia and going into the role, did you know the character's full story arc?
You're asking very good questions. No, I didn't know
Oh,
the story arc. Ros, I don't think I knew either. Although no, Ros I would have known because that was always a fairly short-term character arc. For me, it was the longest time I'd ever spent on a television series, actually, in one role at that time. But in the case of Wentworth, no, we didn't know the character arc completely, and that was sort of quite useful in a way. I think whatever you're given as an actor, you make it work for you in a positive way. Well, this is the way I tend to look at the work. If I don't know what's going to happen, I use that to my advantage. If I do know what's going to happen, I also use that to my advantage. That said, it is quite useful. It's valuable to know at least some of the next steps so that you can insert some detail into the performance to preempt, what might happen next. And I sound like I'm sitting on the fence again with this question, but I think it's a little bit of both. Writers are usually pretty sympathetic to the way in which actors need to have a little bit of forward information. But you hear all the time about, television series, even the most successful high-end American television series, where there's a lot of people working on it. There might be every reason why they could stay ahead of the game and give the actors a little bit of notice. You hear stories of people, rushing the coordinator who's handing out the scripts to find out what's going to happen to their character. So the process and the revelation for the actors varies enormously from project to project. It's about how it's written, how many people are in the writer's room, how it's produced, what they choose, and how they choose to kind of rehearse the actors. In the case of Wentworth, we had a table read before each block, and we would shoot 2 episodes at once concurrently. But we would have a table read for those for that, and that would always incorporate as many of the available cast as possible, which wasn't always doable because the cast would be on set doing other things. But so they would bring together as many people as possible, and at that table read you'd have your producers, and you'd have the head of you'd have a Foxtel representative as well, and all of the different interested parties would be there, as well as the script coordinator and things. And that was they're interesting days because you find out a lot more about how things are going to play out, and you also get a sense of cohesion about the 2 episodes. If you're going to shoot concurrently, it's tricky, but it's the nature of the beast. So having that one occasion where it all kind of comes together consecutively is very useful. Yeah.